The skies above planet Veltrax turned red without warning. One moment, the capital city buzzed with trade and alien songs. The next, human warships tore through the clouds like burning knives. Explosions lit up the alien skyline. Sirens howled. Screams filled the air. No one had expected Earth to strike first. Especially not the Veltraxians, who believed humans were still recovering from their last war. But humanity had learned fast. Too fast. Captain Cole Maddox didn't ask questions. He followed orders. Drop into the capital, disable all power grids, and extract what command called high-value assets. That was a simple or so he thought. His dropship slammed into the ground outside the palace walls. Elite human marines followed him out, armed with shock rifles and armor that made them look more like shadows than soldiers. The mission was tight. 20 minutes in, 15 if things went bad. But from the first step, things were already bad. Turrets sprang to life. Alien defenders crawled out from tunnels like glowing spiders. Cole's team moved fast, stunning, not killing, just as they were trained. Their orders were clear. This was a shock and awe mission, not a slaughter. Still, something felt off. Cole could feel it in his gut. The target wasn't a weapon. It wasn't technology. It was a person. He pushed the thought aside as he charged deeper into the palace. Marble corridors flashed with strobe lights. Smoke choked the air. Alien paintings hung crooked down the walls, ancient faces staring down as if judging the humans. And then he saw her. In the center of a golden chamber. Behind a field of blue energy stood a girl. She wasn't what he expected, not armored. Not armed, she stood barefoot on soft rugs, her silver chains hanging loosely from her wrists and ankles. Her skin was pale lavender. Her eyes were the color of a storm-deep gray, sharp, and watching him without fear. Not a queen. Not a warrior. A slave. Is this her? Cole's second in command asked through the comms. He didn't answer. He stepped forward, past shattered guards and flickering lights, and stared at her. "Do you understand me?" he asked, lowering his rifle. She blinked slowly. "You are not from this world." Her voice was calm. Almost too calm. "No, I'm not. You came to take something." "Yes, then take it." She raised her chained hands. Cole frowned. "What's your name?" She paused. "It doesn't matter. You're going to leave soon. You'll forget me." Something about the way she said that made him stop. He looked closer. The chamber wasn't a prison, it was a throne room. And she wasn't just some random girl. The way the chains were displayed like jewelry, the guards outside the door, the smell of sweet smoke in the air. She was owned. Displayed. Treated like a living trophy. Cole's comms buzzed. "Extraction in 2 minutes, Captain." He looked at her one last time. "Come with me." She didn't move. "If you take me, he'll come for you." "Who?" She leaned in. "The one who owns me." Before he could ask more, the ground shook. A deep roar thundered through the palace. The walls cracked. A giant hologram flickered above the ceiling. An alien face with glowing red eyes and a voice that made the bones tremble. "Who dares touch what is mine?" The tyrant Veltrax's ruler. And now, he was awake. Cole grabbed the girl's hand and yanked her out of the energy field. She stumbled once, then ran beside him. Her chains clanged as they dashed down the hallways, chased by robotic guards and plasma drones. "Status?" barked command. "I've got the package," Cole shouted, requesting emergency lift. Outside, the city was on fire. Dropships exploded mid-air. Screams of alien civilians filled the streets. Cole's evac shuttle hovered just above the palace wall, ramp open, bullets flying. He threw the girl up first, then climbed aboard. As the ramp closed, a shadow flew overhead. A black ship. No markings. Just a symbol etched into its hull. Burning eye, the tyrant's mark. Back on the human cruiser, Cole dropped the girl into the medbay and stared at her. What's your name? She didn't answer. What did I just do? She finally looked up. You didn't rescue me, she said. You just stole the most treasured thing in the galaxy. Cole's breath caught. And he, she added, always takes back what is his, asterisk. The human warship Valor's Edge sped through deep space, engines burning bright behind it. Inside, everything was quiet, but it wasn't peace. Captain Cole Maddox stood alone in the observation room, staring at the stars. His mind raced. The alien girl, he still didn't know her name, sat silently in the medbay. No words, no cries. Just waiting. She hadn't tried to escape. She hadn't begged to go back. And that scared Cole more than anything. He tapped his. Come, how's our guest? Still not talking, sir, replied the ship's medic. Vitals are stable, no signs of injury, but I think she's in some kind of emotional shock. She didn't look shocked when she told me the tyrant was coming. There was a pause. Then maybe she's just waiting for it. Cole ended the call and left the room. He made his way through the dim corridors of the ship. Marines nodded as he passed, but their eyes followed him, every one of them wondering the same thing. Why did we take her? He didn't know the full answer. Orders. Were orders. Extract the treasure hidden in the Valtraxian palace. Command believed it was a weapon, something powerful that the enemy wanted hidden, but it wasn't a weapon. It was her dot, and now the galaxy's most feared tyrant was hunting them. Inside the medbay, the girl sat on the bed, her back straight, eyes closed. Her chains had been removed, but invisible ones still held her. Cole stepped in. You're safe here, he said. Her eyes opened. No one is safe from him. You don't even know where we're going. I don't have to. He will find us. Cole leaned against the wall. Help me understand. Who are you to him? She tilted her head. You? Think I'm a slave? Aren't you? She looked away. In your language, maybe. But in his world, I am a possession. Not because I'm weak, but because I'm rare. Rare how? She hesitated, then whispered, I was bred. That one word froze the room. Bred? Yes, she said softly. My bloodline was shaped across generations. He chose every parent, every trait. I was made to be perfect, beautiful, intelligent, obedient, a prize. Cole's fists clenched. You're not a thing, she blinked slowly. To him I am. He? Sat beside her. You said he'll come. But we're in deep space now. He can't reach us that fast. You're wrong, she said. He doesn't chase with ships. Cole frowned. Then how? The lights flickered. Every screen on the ship flashed red for a second. A low hum passed through the metal, like a whisper in the bones. Cole jumped to his feet. What was that? The ship's alarm howled. Captain, this is engineering. We just had a system-wide sensor spike. Something scanned us, but we don't know what. No signal source, no visual. Cole stormed to the bridge. The crew looked tense. The stars outside twisted strangely on the monitor, like something was bending the space around them. Cole turned to his pilot. Are we being followed? No, sir. But it felt like something touched us. Touched? Cole's skin crawled. Girl's voice echoed in his head. He doesn't chase with ships. He opened a private channel to her room. What's going on? She replied instantly. He sees us now. How? His eyes are not like yours. What do we do? Silence. Then? You run and you hide. But it won't be enough. Later that night cycle, Cole walked the halls again, restless. His men tried to act calm, but he could feel the fear growing. Everyone had heard the stories about the Valtraxian tyrant. He didn't fight wars. He erased species. He didn't send fleets. He bent minds, and now they had his most treasured possession aboard their ship. Suddenly, a private door opened. The girl stood there. She wore a simple gray robe now, her alien beauty soft under the sterile lights. She looked straight at Cole. "Why did you take me?" she asked. "I was ordered to, but you had a choice." He swallowed hard. "I couldn't leave you there, chained like that." She stepped closer. "Do you even know what you've done?" He stayed silent. "You didn't steal a slave," she said. "You stole a piece of his soul. A thing he shaped with his own hands. He will not stop. I don't care what he wants. You will." She turned away and whispered, "Because I'm starting to remember who I really am. And it scares me." Her dreams were not dreams, they were cages made of gold. The alien girl woke up suddenly, her breath shaking. The cold steel floor of the medbay was gone. She was no longer chained, but she still felt the invisible weight on her wrists. She looked around. The ship was quiet. No one was near, but she remembered, not just the throne room or the chains. She remembered him, the tyrant, not just a ruler, but a creator. Her creator. When she was young, she believed she was special, born with glowing skin, eyes that shifted colors, and a voice that could calm wild beasts. But everything was chosen, designed. She didn't have a name, just a title, the jewel. She was not raised with other children. Her teachers were silent drones. Her food was measured. Her emotions were trained. No crying, no loud laughter, just perfection. And every year he would come. The tyrant, tall, armored in obsidian, his face hidden behind a smooth mask. He never touched her, never spoke much, just stared. As if admiring his masterpiece. Now, on this human ship, she sat alone in silence. No chains, no mask. But her thoughts were screaming. Suddenly, the door opened. Captain Cole entered, holding 2 cups. "Didn't know what you liked, so I brought both," he said with a tired smile. She blinked. "What are those?" "Tea. Well, human tea. The green one helps you sleep. The other one tastes like fire." She took the green one and smelled it. Strange, warm, not like anything I've had. "That's because you've never had a choice before." Her eyes locked with his. And for the first time, she didn't feel afraid of a human. She sipped the tea. It was bitter but real. Cole sat across from her. "You remembered something, didn't you?" "Yes," he waited. "I remember the day he chose me." She looked down at her cup, fingers shaking. "There were 3 of us," she said. 3 girls, all bred for beauty, all trained. He came into the room and walked between us. I was the youngest. I thought he would choose the oldest. "But he picked you?" "Yes, he said I had a spark." Her voice dropped. "And then the others were removed." "Removed?" "I never saw them again." Cole stayed quiet. He didn't want to imagine what happened to them. "I was taken to the palace and trained for public display," she continued. "Dressed like a doll, shown to his guests, but never allowed to speak. If I cried, I was punished. If I frowned, punished." Cole clenched his fist. "That's not life. That's prison." She nodded. "But I didn't know better. Until now." She looked at him. "You asked for my name. I want to give you one." He raised an eyebrow. "Call me Lyra," she said. "Lyra," he repeated softly. "That's a beautiful name." "I don't know if it's real," she said. "But it feels like mine." Suddenly, the ship's alarms rang again. Cole jumped up and tapped his comm. "Bridge, report. Captain, you better get up here. You need to see this for yourself." Cole ran. Lyra followed. On the bridge, the main screen showed something terrifying. A planet. But not just any planet. It was Earth, and hovering above it impossibly close was a strange object. Black, floating, silent, the shape of a clawed eye. Cole's heart dropped. That wasn't there yesterday. No, sir, said the pilot. It just appeared. No approach detected. It didn't land. It just blinked into orbit. Lyra stepped closer to the screen. Her face turned pale. It's him. Cole turned. The Tyrant? He knows where we are. But how? She touched her own chest. Because I am connected to him. Through design. Through thought. He can always feel me. Then we need to disconnect you from him. You can't. Watch. Cole looked at the crew. I want full scans of that object. Any energy, any signal, any weakness. He's not getting her back. Lyra looked at him. You don't understand. He doesn't need to come aboard. He'll make you bring me to him. Cole narrowed his eyes. Then we'll fight it. No, she whispered. He won't attack. He'll infect. Hours passed. Crew. Members started acting strange. A mechanic began repeating the same sentence over and over. A navigator sat staring at a blank wall. One Marine collapsed in the hallway, muttering nonsense. Cole called for emergency lockdown. Lyra sat in her room, breathing hard. She could feel it, the signal. Not sound. Not light. Thought. The Tyrant was touching the minds of the crew. And worst of all, he was calling her. Asterisk, the ship had never been this quiet before. Cole walked through the corridor, his boots echoing. Half the lights were dim. Crew members whispered to themselves. A few just stared at the walls as if something invisible stood. In front of them, Cole knew something was very wrong. He entered the med bay and found the ship's medic, Lieutenant Harrow, sitting perfectly still. Her eyes were open but empty. He waved his hand in front of her face. No reaction. She muttered softly, "Return, return, return." Cole's skin crawled. "Who told you that?" Her eyes finally moved, slowly turning to him. "He speaks. In colors, in warmth, in dreams." Cole stepped back and slammed the emergency alert button. Security to medbay. Lockdown level 2, containment breach. Lyra watched from the shadows of the observation deck. She could feel it too, the touch in her head. Like cold silk brushing her mind. "Come back. Come home?" She shook her head. "No, I won't." But the voice was inside her now, and it wasn't shouting. It was gentle, loving, tempting. You are mine, Lyra. You were made for me. These creatures don't understand you. They fear what you are. No. She pressed her hands to her ears, but the voice wasn't coming from outside. It was inside, deep in her thoughts. Like a seed growing behind her eyes. Then she heard something worse. The voice of Cole. He will abandon you. When fear takes him, no. He's not like you. He is exactly like me, the Tyrant's voice whispered. He wants control. He wants a prize. You are just wearing different chains. On the bridge, Cole barked orders. Lock down all personal comms. Shut down any network connected. To outside signals, now. The crew scrambled. But many were already affected. 3 engineers were found walking toward the airlock trying to open it from the inside. They said they wanted to fly home. Cole slammed a fist on the console. This isn't normal brainwashing. It's something else. Something psychic. The ship's AI flickered. Warning. Contamination is mental. Spread is non-physical. Resistance decreasing. Cole took a breath. Where's Lyra? In the observation deck. Cole ran. He found her curled up in a corner, trembling. Her eyes were filled with tears, her lips silently moving. Lyra. She didn't answer. He dropped beside her. Lyra, look at me. It's Cole. You're here. You're safe. Her eyes flicked toward him. He's inside. I know. We'll stop him. You can't. He's too big, too deep, too smart. Cole grabbed her shoulders. Listen to me. I don't care if he made you. You're not his anymore. You have A name now, a real one. She blinked slowly. Say it, he said. She opened her mouth. Lyra. Say it louder. Lyra. Again. Lyra. The lights above flickered. The whisper in her head paused. Cole smiled. Good. That name is yours, not his. Lyra breathed in deeply. He doesn't like that. Good. Let him hate it. But outside, in orbit, the black ship pulsed. Like a heartbeat. It wasn't sending signals. It was spreading presence. One by one, the minds aboard Valor's Edge weakened. Some cried, some went silent. A few laughed for no reason. And one officer pulled a weapon and stormed toward the medbay. Lyra's head snapped up. He's coming. Cole turned. Who? But the door opened before she could answer. A human. Marine stood there, eyes wild, shaking. His weapon was aimed at Lyra. You're the reason he's in my head, the Marine screamed. I have to stop it. I have to. Cole drew his pistol faster. Pew! The shot hit the Marine in the shoulder. He collapsed, screaming, before backup rushed in to restrain him. Cole turned to Lyra, who sat frozen. This is getting worse. She nodded slowly. He's not just trying to take me back. He's trying to destroy you from the inside. Then, we need to find a way to block him. There's only one way, she whispered. You have to take me somewhere he can't follow. Where is that? She closed her eyes. There's a planet. It's broken, dead. It used to belong to his enemies. They built something there. A place to hide minds. A sanctuary. You think it can block him? I don't know, but I feel it. In the pieces of memory he didn't erase, Cole nodded. Then we go there. But if you do, you'll make him angry. Cole gave a cold smile. He's already in my head. I think we're past that. As the ship changed course, Lyra stood at the window, staring at the dark shape in the sky. The tyrant was patient. He didn't need to chase, because one way or another, she would return. Asterisk. The stars disappeared as the ship dropped out of hyperspace. Captain Cole Maddox stood on the bridge of Valor's Edge, staring at the dark shape ahead, a cold, silent planet floating in the void. No light, no satellites. Number. Signals. It was completely dead. Even the ship's scanners gave only static. This is it? Cole asked. Beside him, Lyra nodded slowly. Her skin looked pale in the faint blue glow of the bridge. Yes, this is the place. The crew stared at the screen. The planet had no name on human records. Just a set of old coordinates passed through whispers, half erased by time. But Lyra knew it. She remembered it from dreams. She never chose to have. They prepared a small landing crew. Only 4 were going down. Cole, Lyra, and 2 trusted soldiers. The others would stay on the ship, trying to hold off the growing madness spreading from the tyrant's influence. Before departure, Cole gathered his team. This is not a rescue mission. It's survival, he said. We're landing on a place that's been dead for centuries. The goal is to find the sanctuary Lyra remembers. If it works, we'll cut the tyrant out of our minds for good. The soldiers nodded. One whispered. About time. The dropship broke through the planet's atmosphere. Ash drifted like snowflakes outside the windows. The land below was gray, cracked, and lifeless. Giant ruins poked through the dust. Alien towers that once touched the sky, now broken and buried. No sound. No wind. Just silence. The ship touched down on a platform made of black stone. Symbols, long erased by time, covered the ground. Lyra stepped out first. The air was cold, but breathable. The silence was thick. I've been here before, she said. Cole followed. In person? In memory. She walked toward the ruins as if pulled by something unseen. The others followed quietly, rifles raised. They entered a structure that looked like a temple. The walls were covered in carvings, images of creatures kneeling, of light pouring from mines of war, and finally, of chains breaking. This place was built by the tyrant's enemies, Lyra said. Before he destroyed them, Cole studied the carvings. Looks like they built a mental shield, a place to hide from him. Yes, a sanctuary of silence. They moved deeper. At the heart of the temple was a round chamber with a single platform in the center. It's here, Lyra whispered. If I stand there, the link will break. You're sure? No, but it's our only chance. Cole looked at the two soldiers. Secure the entrance. We don't know what's coming. The soldiers took positions, watching the shadows. Lyra stepped onto the platform. It glowed faintly beneath her feet. A low hum filled the air. Then she screamed. Hands grabbed her head as light burst from the walls. The chamber shook. Cole rushed to her side. Lyra! But her voice wasn't hers anymore. It was two voices, hers and his. You cannot hide her. The tyrant, even from orbit, even from far space, his voice reached them. You think you can break the bond? The voice echoed. She was made from my mind. She is mine. Cole raised his weapon and shouted into the air. She's not yours anymore. The platform glowed brighter. Lyra collapsed to her knees, gasping. He's trying to rip me apart. Fight him? Cole said. You're stronger than him. She cried out, but her voice changed again, full of pain, anger, and fear. And then everything went silent. The glow vanished. Lyra fell forward, unconscious. Cole caught her. Lyra, say something. No answer. He carried her down from the platform. The two soldiers rushed back in. Sir, we have a problem. Outside the temple, something had landed. A ship. Not his ship, but a drone carrier, black and bone white, with sharp, jagged shapes. The tyrant wasn't coming in person. He sent his hounds. Back on Valor's Edge, the crew was barely holding together. One pilot passed out at the controls. A guard locked himself in the bathroom, crying and scratching strange symbols into the walls. AI kept repeating. External influence rising. Shields weakening. Hostile thought penetration at 73%. The tyrant was watching everything. And now his forces were on the ground. Inside the ruins, Cole handed Lyra to one of the soldiers. Get her to the ship, he ordered. Don't stop for anything. What about you? I'll slow them down. The soldier nodded and ran with Lyra in his arms. Cole and the other soldier stayed behind, facing the temple door. In the distance, they could hear the drone's metal. Feet scraping stone, claws clicking, voices hissing like smoke. Sir, said the Marine, gripping his rifle, do you believe in miracles? No, Cole said, but I believe in buying time. He raised his weapon. The drones came. Asterisk darkness. Lyra floated in it. She couldn't feel her body, couldn't feel time. But she could feel the voice, not the tyrant's voice. That had vanished. This voice was her own. It whispered through the shadows. Who are you without his chains? Images flashed, memories of being chosen, shaped, displayed like art. But something inside her pushed back. She wasn't a slave. She wasn't a thing. She was alive. And for the first time, she was free to decide who she wanted to be. Then a different memory appeared. Cole's face. The way he had shouted her name. The way he believed in her. Lyra's mind gripped that memory like a weapon, and she rose. Outside the temple ruins, the air burned. Drones crawled over the broken stone, metal limbs twitching, red eyes scanning for targets. Cole and the last Marine fought from behind a wall, covering the other two who ran toward the dropship with Lyra. Bang! Bang! One drone burst in sparks, but two more replaced it. We're not going to hold much longer. The Marine shouted. Cole fired again. We don't have to. Just buy her time. In the dropship, the soldier laid Lyra gently across a seat and tried to start the engines. Come on. Come on. But the controls didn't respond. The Tyrant's presence was jamming everything. The ship hummed low, the lights flickering. Suddenly, Lyra's fingers twitched, her eyes opened. But something was different. Her eyes, once soft and gray, now glowed with a golden light. The soldier leaned closer. Lyra, you're awake? She sat up slowly, and then she stood tall, straight, powerful. I remember now, she said. Remember what? What I was really made for. Lyra stepped outside the ship. The ash-covered ground didn't slow her. She walked through the Fear-Ogina, dust like she belonged to the planet. The first drone saw her and stopped. It tilted its head, scanning her face. Then it froze. One by one, the drones turned toward her. Some backed away. Others simply shut down. Cole peeked over the wall and saw them stopping. What the hell? The Marine beside him blinked. She's not just a prize. No, Cole sighed. She's a key. Lyra walked into the center of the battlefield. The golden light from her eyes grew brighter, then burst from her hands. Rings of energy pulsed through the air. The carvings on the temple walls lit up again. Like the old planet remembered her, the drones began to melt. Not from heat, but from rejection. Their connection to the Tyrant was being cut off. One by one, they dropped. Dead. On board the Tyrants. Black ship in orbit, alarms blared, screens flickered. His loyal servants screamed and clawed at their heads. The bond was breaking. She wasn't just a possession. She was a weapon. And now she had turned against him. Cole stood frozen as the last drone collapsed to the ground in front of Lyra. She turned to him. Her golden eyes dimmed back to gray. Her skin stopped glowing, but she was still standing, still strong. He walked to her slowly. Are you okay? She looked up at him. I think I know who I really am now. He waited. I wasn't just made to be beautiful. I was made to obey. But deep inside me, he built something more. Something he didn't see. What? A failsafe. In case one day I turned dangerous. But that piece didn't shut me down. She smiled. It made me powerful. You fought him off, she nodded. For now. Cole looked around at the destroyed drones. You saved us. No, she said softly. You saved me first. Back on Valor's edge, the chaos ended. The whispers vanished. The crew slowly returned to normal. The AI announced external mind presence null. Mental system integrity restored. They had peace for the first time in days. Later, Lyra stood alone in the ship's observation deck. Cole joined her, handing her a warm cup. Tea? She smiled. Only if it's the bitter one. He laughed. You remember. How could I forget? They looked out into the stars in silence for a moment. Then Lyra spoke again. I don't know what comes next. I still feel him, far away, watching. Cole nodded. We'll deal with that when it comes. And if he returns? Then we fight. She looked up at him. You'd fight the most powerful being in the galaxy for me? He shrugged. Wouldn't be the first time. She smiled, truly smiled. But deep in her heart, she knew. The real battle hadn't started yet. Asterisk, the stars bent. The space around Valor's edge twisted like fabric, and alarms exploded across the ship. Cole sprinted to the bridge. What is it now? He shouted. The pilot's voice cracked with fear. Something's entering real space right on top of us. The view screen filled with black. A massive ship, the Tyrant's personal flagship, unfolded into view like a nightmare. No engines, no light. Just dark metal, ancient and alive. The burning eye symbol glowed from its hull. He's here, whispered Lyra, stepping onto the bridge. Everyone turned to her. No one asked how she knew. They all felt it. The ship's AI stuttered. External presence detected. No weapons fired. No communication. Awaiting. Suddenly the lights dimmed. The screens flashed red. Then a voice. You have something that belongs to me. It wasn't coming from speakers. It was inside their minds. Even Cole stumbled back, grabbing his head. Lyra stood still. Her fingers tightened. I'm not yours, she said out loud. The voice laughed. You still believe you're free? Child? You were built from my thoughts. My design. You are the final piece of my empire. Cole stepped forward. You lost her. She chose her own name, her own path. You don't get to claim her anymore. The voice turned to him now. Human. You are a flicker. She is my star. Cole clenched his fists. Then we burn brighter. Without warning, the Tyrant ship fired a pulse, not a laser, not a missile. A thought. The ship shook violently. Half the crew collapsed, screaming. Lyra stood tall, but her face twisted in pain. He's trying to pull me back, she gasped. Force my mind to return. Cole grabbed her hand. You can resist. I don't know if I'm strong enough. You don't have to do it alone. In the medbay, Cole ordered the AI to activate every mental stabilizer. Weak psychic. Blockers kicked in. The walls buzzed. Lyra lay in the center, her eyes flickering with golden sparks. Her voice trembled. He's inside again. Deeper this time. He's showing me what I could be if I return to him. What do you see? Cole asked. A throne. A galaxy kneeling. Power without pain. I'm not just his slave. I'm his heir. The words struck Cole like a blade, but he didn't pull away. He knelt beside her. What do you want? Lyra opened her glowing eyes. I want to be free, but to stop him, I may have to become something close to what he made me. Then become more. Become better. She gritted her teeth. Connect me to the ships? Mind. What? Use me as a weapon. I can reach him the same way he reaches us. I know how now. It could kill you. If I do nothing, he'll take me. Cole looked into her eyes and nodded. The bridge lit up with gold as Lyra connected to the ship's neural interface. For a moment, everything was silent. Then a scream. Not hers. His. The Tyrant's voice burst through every screen. What are you? DOING. Lyra stood in the center of the bridge, body glowing like a sun. I'm not your slave, she said, her voice layered with power. I'm your mistake. She unleashed everything. Her memories, her pain, her truth. She threw it all into the mind of the Tyrant, and for the first time in his long, dark life, he felt fear. The black ship outside began to crack. No weapons hit it. It broke from within. The Tyrant's own thoughts turned against him, shattered his grip. A final blast of energy exploded from Lyra, and the dark ship split apart silently. In space. Gone. The glow faded. Lyra collapsed. Cole rushed to her side. She was breathing barely. You did it, he whispered. She opened her eyes. I didn't win. I just broke free. That's enough. She smiled weakly. I feel like myself. He held her hand. And what is that? She whispered. Not a slave, not a weapon, just Lyra. Weeks passed. The crew healed. The galaxy heard the news. The Tyrant ship had been destroyed. His control shattered. But many still feared he'd return. Only one person truly knew the truth. Lyra. And she wasn't afraid anymore. She sat with Cole on the edge of a peaceful moon, drinking tea under alien stars. She looked at him and smiled. You never asked me. Why you? Why what? Why I trusted you? He grinned. Guess I was just lucky. She shook her head. No, because for the first time, someone looked at me and didn't see a prize. You saw a person. He raised his cup. To freedom. She clinked hers gently. To choices. And together, It looked up at the stars, this time with no fear of who was watching. Asterisk.